which is Zion Williamson, DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's a great line.
And you mentioned Zion. I think that's actually a perfect segue to our next segment. We got about like 10 minutes left. Zion Williamson got injured this past Wednesday on probably the biggest rivalry game of the year in college basketball.
$3,000 a ticket.
Between Duke and University of North Carolina and Durham. And Zion Williamson shoe exploded.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, his shoe, like,
legitimately I've never seen anything like that. Yeah. That's some Bo Jackson stuff, bro.
Yeah, I'm just like, and someone like literally posted like, I think Zion was way too strong for to play the game of basketball, because there was this one clip where he's gripping a basketball and it's like taking the air out of it, and then like his shoe exploded. I've never seen that. And obviously, like with his injury, with the injury, it's a knee strain. He's day to day, but it sparked up another controversy point about college athletes in terms of their inability to get compensated, even though they are charged $2,500 a ticket. I've already said my piece. We said it back then, and I'm honestly getting tired of people thinking that free tuition and free education is just a proper compensation for what these kids bring revenue wise to the school. I'm just tired of it.
At this point, like you said, we have talked about it ad nauseum, but my biggest comment, Zion Williamson is one of the most recognizable names in the world. Not in just the sport of basketball.
Yeah.
In the world, in general. And that's what people have to understand. And he has nothing to his name, his net worth. Like, not nothing to his name. I don't want to diminish his value as like a person or just monetarily.
Yeah.
But like, as far as what athletes or what people with his sort of name recognition for athletics make, he's pennies, dude. Literally pennies. Like not joking.
You have guys on First Take and even guys on FS1. You were talking about like the top 10 most most important players to like an NBA franchise. Zion Williamson is top 5, and he's never played an NBA game yet. That's ridiculous.
You know what I mean? This guy's name is consistently on SportsCenter, consistently in NBA TV. He's the center besides LeBron James. He's right now the center of the basketball world. He's the next big thing.
Yeah.
Bigger than Steph Curry, bigger than Kevin Durant. He has not played an NBA game, dude. So what you got to realize, and what the scary part of the problem is this guy's 18 years old, 19 years old, with all this pressure, all these things going on, and he has to go out every day and play for a university that at the end of the day knows he's not going to graduate there. Has no true value for him but the money that he brings them in the 1 year he's going to be on that campus.
He's basically a mercenary.
He's a free agent.
Yeah.
These kids are learning about free agency without the best part of the free agency, the money. Yeah. And I think that's the part that scares everyone, and I think that's the part that hurts their families. That's the part that hurts other athletes who are going to be in their situation within the next couple of years, kids in high school, kids in middle school. It's just, it's honestly shameful, and something needs to be done. Whether you turn it into some sort of work-ready stipend, if this kid's good enough to go to the NBA, and you're telling me that people who are doctors or people who are scientists can go to labs and do externships or go do residency, you telling me you can't set up some sort of quote-unquote residency program for a basketball player who we know is going to the NBA, or even someone who's not? How about someone who's good in college and they can make a little bit of money to go with what their scholarship was? Just a little bit.
Yeah, because for some athletes, you're not permitted to get a job unless it's summer, and even then you have to ask the team's permission in order for you to get a job. And more often than not, Duke is on tour on the summer, going out and playing like other universities during the summer.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's like, at the very least, if you're not going to pay these kids at all, at least let them make money off their own name. If they're getting like, if people are willing to go out like, all right, listen, can I get your autograph? Yeah, I'm charging like $15 an autograph. Let them keep that $15. What harm is going to let them allow to keep the $15 to get them something to eat? Because, oh, well, they got free meal pay. I'm like, first of all, those dining halls aren't open 24 hours. Some of those kids there's stories about how kids literally have to sleep because they didn't have enough food and money in their pocket to go out and get something to eat. It's ridiculous. And everybody's talking about like, oh, why don't you just go overseas? Money matters. I'm like, dude, so let me get it straight. Most of these kids are from the inner city. They're in single parent homes. I'm not like going to typecast all of them. That just is what it is. So you're asking them to go out and get a passport, which is about $120 something, having to field offers from international teams because
so that means you got to get an agent.
Yeah,
you have to pay at that point.
Yeah, you have to get an agent. You have to pay for that. You have to pay for your ticket to go over to play overseas. You have to worry about the language barrier. You have to worry about if you're going to get applicable playing time because there are kids who have been playing since they were 15 and 16, like Luka Doncic was over there. And plus, not to mention a bunch of also grown men who are also still trying to find their way in getting international time playing as well. And not to mention, you're trusting an 18-year-old kid to live overseas. These kids are just leaving the house. They don't know how to take care of themselves, like applicably for the next 6 months overseas.
No, you're in a foreign place. Most of these people haven't left the inner city, let alone going all the way to Eastern Europe or going all the way to certain parts of Asia to play basketball.
Yeah, dude, you're asking an 18-year-old to go overseas to get an agent, to get a passport, travel over there to play with a team in which you might likely not get playing time, and then in their off time, try to navigate a country they've never been in, to learn the language, learn how to take care of themselves for the next 6 months in hopes that he get drafted. And you're telling me that's a lot more of a feasible option than actually giving them the ability to make themselves their own brand and actually make money off their own life, even though the university does it. It's ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of people thinking that.
I'm honestly hurt for these kids, and Zion was the perfect example. Now, luckily, they're saying whatever is going on with him is a day to day, and not that big of a deal and not that big of an injury. But that kid had torn his ACL. It would have been one of the worst moments in college basketball history,
sports history.
Seriously,
yeah.
This kid has all the time in the world,
and like I can understand for college athletes in the NFL somewhat because the gradual difference between an 18-year-old body and a 20 to 22-year-old body in a university in a weight room and mentally is completely different. But you're trying to tell me there's that much of a difference between the 18 and 19-year-old during that 6 month span where he's playing from college? No.
But at the end of the day, I definitely want to say shout out to Zion. Hope you're doing great. You're going to be the number one pick in the draft, and I hope you have an incredible NBA career. And I look forward to you posterizing many people. Get well soon, dude. Do what's best for you. If you want to sit out, support you. We support you. Thomas
sit out for the rest of the year.
You do that. If you want to come back and compete with your guys and go to March Madness and create some memories, do that.
But in the end, you don't owe anybody anything. You only owe it to yourself.
Exactly. Yourself and your family, and that's all you need to worry about and how you're going to take care of them. So, I'll leave Zion with that. And